Hey everybody, welcome to Immortals Inc. Podcast. I got Mikey with me on the old recording device over there.
Yes, Recorder 5000.
And today I'm going to bring you into the world of Games Workshop, which you hate.
And whoa.
And we're going to talk about why all the hate for the firstborn Space Marine.
Like the first ever Space Marines?
No, not the first ever, but you'll see. So anyway, what we're going to talk about is, do you know what the first?
My hate for Space Marines. Apparently,
no, you don't have hate.
I don't hate Space Marines. I don't hate 40K. He made that up. Super made up. Fake news. Keep going.
So anyway, I've been watching a lot of videos, and I didn't think anything of it, but all of a sudden, I know they're going to Games Workshop is going to discontinue the old Space Marine style, and I showed you some pictures earlier of the different types, and if you want to throw them up there, you can now. But there's what's considered when they were first made. They're called the firstborn because they're shorter, they're smaller, and when Primaris came out, which is a few years ago, they're taller and bigger. So like they're literally like 1.5 or 2 foot taller than the old Space Marines. It has to do with the Primarchs coming back and making a better Space Marine and blah blah blah.
Comic accuracy, taller.
Well, it was pretty accurate then, but you got to remember some of these models. I guess the point is also, let's go to the marketing part of it. All right. You've had these Space Marines for 30, 40 years now, 30, 40 years now, 30 years at least, right? I'll give it that 30 years at least. And a lot of the designs or looks haven't changed, and they're smaller scale. And when you look at some of the older ones, some of them they got little spindly legs, and it has to do with, being able to produce the miniatures, like how they're made, and the injection molding, 3D printing, and everything they have, the better sculpting and everything like that. So over time, you can do these better. So people are complaining, is like, oh, they're going to get rid of the firstborn, and I think a lot of it is, hey, I have my collection of Space Marines. I don't think Games Workshop ever said you can't use any miniatures. If I understand correctly, if you have a miniature, there's a rule somewhere for it. You can use it. Probably not in tournament play, a lot of it, but anytime they still have rules for it. Any of their miniatures they made somewhere along the line. And I've noticed a lot of hate for like the Primaris Marines. They're like, oh, why can't it be firstborn? Because firstborn definitely has a look that the Primaris don't, because they're nostalgic. They're older, they're the first time. But the Primaris are kind of cool. I hate to admit it. If you I'm not even hating to admit it. You have to admit that the new Space Marines look cooler. The bigger ones look cooler than the old ones.
Yeah.
I mean, the sculpting, the positioning, the everything.
Detail.
Like the detail alone. And I just don't understand what all the hate is. I mean, you want a new product. You want something different. I mean, you're appealing to new players, too. New players are going to get those. The old players, yeah, they're going to be mad because I bought these and I like these. And that's just like with anything, You take any piece of equipment you like or anything you play with or anything that this is the old way, I'm used to it. They improve it or they do something different or they change it or they upgrade it. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can't believe they did that.
Damn you.
I know. If you use it and it's better, don't complain about it. Let me give it a try. If you don't like it personally, that's you. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, I like them. I like the old ones because they're nostalgic and they're fun and they just remind me of when I played. Did
they have a different material they made them with or what?
Yes, they were lead, metal, not in lead. They didn't use lead, but they did. There was lead miniatures. That's the whole reason. That could be a whole nother podcast.
Whoa.
Yeah, there was a whole thing where that was just a normal.
Lead poisoning.
Yeah,
no
pretty
problem.
much. Yeah, chewing on the lead miniatures, but yeah, they have metal, pewter, and plastics and resin and all this other good stuff. But
3D printed.
Yeah, 3D printed. I don't think they do. Well, still 3D printed are nice, but everybody's like, oh, they're just as good. They're not just as good.
Not.
They're not. I hate it. They're really good. There's some good 3D printed stuff out there. Do not get me wrong before I get all the angry 3D printed guys. But injection molding and all that other stuff, way better. The way better detail, way better look. It's smoother. You can put them together easier. It is what it is, Eventually, I'm sure the 3D printer will get to that point, But right now, that's cool. But it would go back to the Primaris and the hate-filled rant.
And when did Primaris come out? What were they introduced?
I want to say 18, 19, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I think, and it's also a bigger miniature, so it's easier to paint. But what I was telling you was, the hate.
The hate.
Why? I don't know why people get so mad. Like, just let it go. And
Is this a recent thing? Like people are.
Yeah,
just
I just noticed it recently, and I didn't understand why. I'm like, the Primaris came out and people really loved it, and other people just, they're going to lose their armies. And it could be also, if I'm not mistaken, that since they're phasing out the Firstborn, they're not going to be making him anymore for the modern game, so you can't get him anymore. If I'm not wrong, if I understand correctly, which is normal because you want to just have one set of miniatures. You know what I'm saying? Which is why they also came out with Horus Heresy, which is that smaller Firstborn look. So I think anybody who liked Firstborn or anybody who likes that scale or that size, they're going to be pushing them over to Horus Heresy, which I like too. I have both of them. As far as the new miniatures, though, they're going to be Primaris, so which are the taller, bigger ones. I think a lot of people have also said that the look of the Firstborn is different than the Primaris, the sculpting and the different way they stand and all that stuff. But they're making some models, I've noticed, and if you go to other podcasts, they get more in depth into it, that the Primaris has that Firstborn look. So I think they're trying to squish them together to bring it back into, a normal thing.
Do we know, like, for their future creations, are they going to try and do what you just said, kind of mold them both together to make everybody happy, or are they?
I think they'll do. If it was, in my opinion, I think they should pepper some with it. Like some guys are Firstborn, like whatever chapter you might choose. Some chapters might want to try to stay true to the old ones. The other ones want to try new chapters, or you might even get new chapters out of it. Or some of the other chapters might want to try new stuff. It just depends on the storyline, Who would be more accepting for new things? Depends on what it is. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Just, do you think that you answered it. Do you think they're going to mold those two to make everybody more happy and like, we just came out with this new set that looks like the first guys?
I don't think you're going to make everybody happy.
Never.
No. But I think there's a group of people, and it's usually the loudest sometimes, that complain a lot about stuff. Like, have you ever anybody came in and say they hate the new Space Marine stuff?
Just, they hate everything. They hate everything. Everything sucks. But you always get those. Folks.
Yeah, people are like, I don't like this, I don't like that. But then they get really excited about it. I got more people that get excited about it, or new players especially. Oh, these are great. And then what's fun is new players can discover the old models, which is fun.
And I'm sure those the first waves are gonna go up in price over time.
The Firstborn.
Yeah, Firstborns.
Yeah, they go, and they do.
It's interesting. I believe we have some here in store.
That's a nice segue. Yeah, we do. We do have a collection of old Games Workshop products that we just we were able to get a hold of this collection. It's for sale. We got it displayed. It's online. Everything. We have the old blister packs, which are the metal ones. They look smaller and not as I shouldn't say not as detailed. They're still good if you paint them up nicely and everything like that. And it's just a lot of fun. But we do have the old
metal
stuff.
Poisoning if you want.
No, these aren't lead. We'll talk about that on lead. But yeah, I think it's a lot of fun, the new Firstborn. I mean, I guess my point is, you know what? Don't hate on the
embrace change.
Yeah, embrace change. There, thank you, nicely said. Man, I just been watching a lot of videos. They're like, I can't believe they did this. I can't believe they did this. This sucks. This is terrible. It's like,
believe it, it's happening.
Why are you saying that? Not all of the guys' videos, but there's a lot of them. But if you're listening, if you're looking into getting a new, if you're a player of 40K. And you like the Firstborn Marines, just use the ones you have.
Yeah.
Grab yourself some the new ones one at a time, a couple here and there, and see what you like. And eventually, if you hate it, go over to Horus Heresy. If you like it, then start building another army. That's what it's there for.
Yep.
It's a hobby, man.
And let us know what you think in the comments because we like to converse. Carlos especially.
Oh yeah. Depends on what it is, though.
Scholarly replies.
Yeah, no, scholarly is not the reply at all. All right, guys. Thanks. If you like this, give us a like, give us a share, give us a.
You could join us too.
Oh yeah, join.
We got to work on that video for everybody.
The join in video.
You could join us. We're gonna work on it. It's very good benefits that come with it. You get to I post all the videos ahead of time. So if you're like, hey, I want to watch the new Immortals video, I post it early for the members so that they can watch it usually about 2 to 3 days before. So a bunch more benefits along with that.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Peace.